purposely invite the rock and roll element into our community?
Well, what's wrong with a little entertainment?
Entertainment is fine, but this... we have lots of big acts that come through here. Ice Capades, Tiny Toons, Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Good evening, this is Dr. Bones Live today with my special guest Dave from Grasscutter, and we're doing another Behind the Music. This is something we just started, and this one's going to be on the Gypsy Ghost. So welcome back, Dave.
Yeah, nice to be here. Good evening, everybody, or good morning, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, right? So today we're doing a Behind the Music on the Gypsy Ghost, and we're starting from the beginning, which is about roughly about 4 or 5 years ago. So, to start off, the Gypsy Ghosts, they formed in about, because we're 2015 right now, they formed in about 2010, and some of them had been jamming together for a while, on and off, and they decided to finally get together and make some kind of crazy music that hadn't really been heard before, and kind of a different way of putting it, because with a kind of a pirate sound, as they put it, and mixed in with mixed in with reggae and a bunch of different band influences, and it's exciting to see the difference and the change they've made from the beginning till now, because there has been a few lineup changes, and there has been obviously a difference in sound, just a little bit, not too much, but the sound's been more perfected and more solidified. And it's nice to hear, because from what they were from the beginning till now is a huge change. And as people know, I've interviewed Gypsy Ghosts a few times, and it's been a lot of fun. And just most recently, when I interviewed them, they had their brand new drummer, Seamus. And Seamus was actually the drummer for a local band called the House of Cards. And they recruited him and decided to come over. And their old percussionist had left, and Jim... we're not going to say exactly why, but there were some differences, and he decided it was time to go and kind of do his own thing. And it's quite the difference, just because there's they went from having just a percussionist to now having a percussionist and a drummer. And their percussionist Tom is just, I tell you, man, that guy is an animal. If you see him live, like, he just goes nuts. He's got his bongos and everything, and he's something else to see. Even just watching him during the show, just something else to see. It's quite the spectacle. And
yeah, I'm sure.
As people know, it was last summer when they released their EP called Bird Language. I went to the EP release show, and I put the show live and interviewed them. And there's about 7-8 of them, so it's quite a big group. And then I did post some pictures up. And there's a picture of myself, actually, and Tom. And Tom is just, like I said, the guy is an animal, and just something else to watch. And Seamus, he has got to be one of the best drummers I've seen in a while, like up-and-coming drummers, because he makes it look so easy, like so smooth and so fluent. And he's actually doing a side project now with a jazz band as well, which is no surprise, just because he's that versatile of a drummer. So, without further ado, we're going to get into a few songs off their first EP. And this song was pretty much one of their main... it's kind of a single, because They did put up their Reverb Nation and that sort of thing, and they play almost every show. But it's a good tune, and I remember the first time I saw them about 2 years ago at a buddy's party, and it blew me away. And they were so kind too. Like as soon as I was introduced to them, right away I got a package. I got some swag. I got the T-shirt, I got the EP and everything. So I was very pleased with that. And let me tell you, these guys are a good bunch of guys, and they've progressed so far. So let's start off for a song off their self-titled EP, their very first EP. This one's called "Played Out." Dig this.
Been fun, but it's done. No, girl, it's not the same. Oh. Played out. Whoa. Whoa. Played out. Whoa. Your bags, call the cab, and the end to you and me. Oh. It's simple math, living fast, no time for sympathy. Whoa. Whoa. Girl, it's gonna stay. Oh. No, it ain't like it once was. I got to pay. It's played out. Whoa. Whoa. Played out. Sorry, I need fresh meat.
Gypsy Ghost, Played Out. Now, this was the very, very first song I heard and saw live at Buddy's house, and let me tell you, it was something else. Granted, I had a few drinks, so, but at the same time too, is they put on their showmanship is something else to be seen, just because there's such a big group of them. Now, like I was talking about, there was some lineup changes, and what happened is their percussionist. You could hear as pretty much the low kind of baritone voice. That's Jim, and Jim decided to leave before they did the new album because of some differences, but still good terms, and he left, and that's when he was replaced with Seamus and Tom had come on for their second EP, Bird Language. But Dave, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, great song. I mean, obviously we were talking in between when we were listening to it, and I've heard most of their recent stuff, but I haven't heard them from the beginning, the very kind of the early dawn of the band itself, and you can hear the rawness in that tune. And you actually said yourself, very grass cutter, but it's maybe it's because of a similar kind of trajectory, as in there was less of them then, they had less to work with, but you can still hear and feel the direction they were going to head in, even from that song alone. Awesome. Well,
that's right, and you know what? The first time I heard them, because when I went to my buddy's party, they were doing like fundraising for whatever it was, I can't remember at the time, but they had Gypsy Ghost and another band. Unfortunately, that disbanded in this past summer. Was High School Sweetheart, but when I saw them, I was blown away because it was something I hadn't heard ever before. And I was like, this is cool. So, and the fact they gave me the EP, I went home and listened to it the next day because obviously that night I was in no shape to listen to it. But the first thoughts was, I have to get these guys on the show. and it didn't take too much longer
Yeah.
where I got them on the show. So their guitarist Pat and their singer Andy came on the show for the first time, and we're talking about Reap a Deep, which is a song off their second EP, Bird Language. And it was so cool to have them on because we got through so much, and they give us a real in-depth view of what and who the Gypsy Ghosts are. And it's because it's literally it's like a tight brotherhood is what it is.
Yeah.
And they look out for each other, and they're there for each other. It's it's one of those things where they're so tight and they've been together so long that they gel together so well. And having them on at that point in time was a lot of fun because just before I had them on like in studio, I had them on for their Bird Language EP, but they have come so far. And Pat Henry, their guitarist, is that guy is something else because he's got such versatility, and it really shows just in his playing. And even Andy plays during a few songs, but Andy has got some of the best stage presence you've ever seen in your life, just because he is one of those people that commands the crowd and kind of really pulls them in. Like we see Andy singing and getting into it, you can't help but get into it. Even if you didn't like the music, with Andy alone, man, you're hooked.
Yeah, and that's an art in itself, I suppose, like controlling a crowd like that. And it's something I guess every front man or everyone that's in a band hopes to be able to do at some point.
Oh, that's right. And it's the thing about Andy is what gets me the most is it's like it seems so effortless.
Mm.
Because just in general, Andy is one of those guys that you can't help but like. Like if you meet him, he's a kind of a lifetime friend.
Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing about Andy. He's got that charisma and that stature that people want to be friends with him just because he's very chilled, very laid back, but a very good guy at the same time too. So played out, really good tune, and like I said, just even lyric wise, Andy's gotten a lot better. So without further ado, we're gonna get to the next song off their first EP. And this one is a bit more trippy. This one is called Strange Visions. Dig this.
I can't see you, but I feel you following me close to my heels. Like a ripple on the water, shadows roll across my mind. Strange visions. Strange visions. Forces pulling premonitions, warning mothers to hide their sons. Hold the niches of the dream until the timing is right. Strange visions. Eyes are wide. Ghosts they hide. Eyes are wide. Ghosts they hide. I feel something. I feel something. I feel something.